Love's for beginners, ain't no winners. It slips through your fingers. I ain't telling no lies. So F all the drama, F the karma. Just do what you wanna. Promise you got time. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being who's mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Come get your future. Know you wanna, she'll never betray ya. She ain't telling no lies. So break the glass ceiling, find your meaning, make truth out of dreaming. Yeah. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being who's mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being who's mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life.
Question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Give me a thumbs up, please. Let's not have a repeat of yesterday. How's everyone today? Y'all, I'm going to get straight into it. We've got tea today. We are sipping tea. We are being petty. Yeah, petty all the way to the petty depths of hell. I'm not sorry. This is going to be one of those days. All right, you can all hear me. Fantastic, because I got a lot to say, and you probably got a lot to respond to what I have to say. So please pour your wine, your matcha, your hot chocolate, whatever it is you're drinking, and get ready. We have more details, allegedly, allegedly 3 times for those listening, about Piers Morgan. Yes, Church Nelly, welcome to Pettyville. Pettyville indeed. They started it, we're gonna finish it. Because how many times did we say leave Meghan alone? All they had to do was leave Meghan alone. And since y'all didn't want to leave Meghan alone, we're going to make sure that you are exposed. And to be honest, a lot of this stuff that has been coming out, it doesn't surprise me at all. I'm just glad that it's coming out now, especially as we move towards the court case that Piers Morgan and Rupert Murdoch and Rebecca Brooks are involved in. And I really do think that the next year or two, Piers Morgan is really going to get the karma he deserves. I feel like we're inching closer and closer and closer. So let's get straight to it. Hit that thumbs up button, please. Hit that subscribe button, please. And thank you to the mods as always. And yeah, let's get to it. First things, actually, before we get onto the royal stuff, I want to have a little conversation about something else that's been trending on these social media streets, these ghetto social media streets, regarding something that happened or popped up at the Oscars. And I want yours opinions on this, because I personally think this has a lot more to do with just the way a particular female celebrity was dressed. So I'm referring to this. Ciara showed up at the Vanity Fair Awards wearing a very revealing gown. It was like a thong piece with a sparkly net. And she was there with her wonderful husband, Russell Wilson, who is clearly in love with his wife, respects his wife's bodily autonomy and her choice to wear what she wants. He was there next to her the whole time, looking very much in love, and clearly doesn't mind the way his wife dresses. Despite that, the internet streets have been losing their damn minds. And to be honest, actually, the only thing I particularly don't like about this dress is the way that it drapes to the front. I actually have no issue with this. Some people think maybe it's a little bit unclassy and, you know, a little bit too revealing. But I mean, Ciara's an entertainer. She literally had a song called Goodies. So, you know, these people live in a completely different world from us. But people were making a comment like, you know, this is disrespectful because she's married, because she's a mother. And I think it's definitely triggering conversations about how women are perceived just because they become mothers or just because they're married. Mind you, the man that she's with clearly doesn't mind. But what I found quite even more interesting about all of this is that there were several other women at the Vanity Fair Awards at the same party dressed in a similar fashion. And almost nobody is talking about these other women. And I personally feel that the way people are going after Ciara actually has nothing to do with the way that she's dressed. People, and when I say people, I'm talking particularly about people in the community, certain brown folk, a certain sector of brown folk, have been coming after this couple. And I feel that a lot of it has to do with the fact that Ciara got pregnant with Future, became a single mother, and if there's anything that the community seems to really hate is single mothers, even though they're the backbone of the community. And despite becoming a single mother, she then went on to find a man who loves her, loves his stepchild, and has formed an amazing family. They've gotten married. And I just personally feel like people want Ciara or single mothers to be punished forever. Because I don't understand how you can have so much heat for her. And it's like the hatred towards Ciara and Russell Wilson has been consistent. Hatred towards her for, finding a great relationship after being with Future, who was just a mess and a deadbeat. Hatred towards Russell Wilson for loving on her, for loving his stepchild. It's like they just want Black women, single mothers, to be miserable. And what's even more hurtful is that a lot of the vitriol isn't even coming from racists. Like, a lot of it is coming from other Black people. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because I just thought it was quite interesting. I mean, this story has been trending literally since Ciara stepped out on the red carpet. And why there is so much heat for her and not any heat, not that I personally think anybody should get any heat for the way that they dress, but why there is so much heat specifically reserved for Ciara, is beyond me, because the women next to her don't get a lot of heat. Women like this one don't seem to get a lot of heat for doing the exact same thing. I don't understand it. So the only other conclusion that I can come to is it because people just don't want to let this Black woman live her best life? I don't know. You all tell me. All right, I'll get to your comments. Pig moron, bring on the tea. I'm bringing the tea. It's coming. Yeah, after 3 kids, y'all. Her body looks amazing. Not that women aren't allowed to sag and age after they have children, of course. You brought, new life into the world. Your body should be allowed to be the way it is. But she does look amazing after 3 kids. Like, it's not a gown, just practically naked. Yeah, I mean, Chief Dilly, she has a good butt. Indeed, she does. I mean, it's not to everyone's taste, and that's fine. But it's just my issue isn't so much whether or not people like the way she's dressed. It's the way in which Ciara seems to be being policed in comparison to some of her peers. That's what bothers me, not whether or not anybody particularly, likes the dress. Right. A lot of you are saying Halle Berry and Jello have worn similar. Yeah. Tonya, facts. They're pressed that she wasn't done dirty or passed around to other. Yeah. They wanted her to be a struggle life baby mama. That's what they wanted for her. And she didn't become that, and they mad. Official Lauren Browning said she looks like a beautiful mermaid caught in a fishnet. Maybe we'll be mermaids to that sort. I know Russell Wilson was dying. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't seem to mind. So it's like, some of these emotionals having a mantrum online. It's like, Ciara wouldn't even look at you. And to the women as well. It's like, you'll never be in Ciara's position. So it's just weird. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Let's move on to royal news. Right. Over in Spain, Spanish royal family, one of the princesses, who's the heir to the throne, will begin 3 years of military training in preparation for her future role as Spain's supreme commander after she leaves her school in Wales this summer. Good for her. Actually doing some military training in comparison to some other people who just show up and wear the outfit. On to Harry and Meghan news. So, several tabloid journalists from The Telegraph, The Daily Mirror, Sunday Times, all got together to have one big backslap and have a panel which included editors from all of the different papers, including Camilla Tominey. Miss Camilla Tominey is a liar herself. And they allegedly invited Harry, but Harry obviously decided not to take part in the panel. I have no idea why they ever expected Harry to even respond. I don't even think that Harry even responded, actually. I think that they were very cheeky, sent that invite, and I doubt that Harry even responded. And why would he? Why would he take himself all the way to the UK for such a stupid panel? For what? Just so they can get more headlines? And so I think this was posted by a squaddy online in the Blue Writing. But I'm just going to read it out. She posted this and it said, "It would be hilarious if it were not so duplicitous that the propaganda purveyors in the media think self-policing is the answer to the justified claims of irresponsible reporting levied at them," i.e. levied at them, the press. Their inability or rejection of self-reflection has served them well. It has allowed them to position themselves as victims by hiding behind a press freedom they have weaponized to shrink responsibility. Pirates with press cards, basically. Camilla is a racist who endangered the lives of Princess Meghan and the women of Grenfell Tower using her source. So this is in reference to that article that came out after the Grenfell cookbook was published, basically claiming that that mosque and the women involved were linked to jihadi terrorists, which was an absolute lie. And as a result, they were actually sent death threats. So these women who were just trying to help the community were levied with death threats, thanks to Camilla Tominey, friend of Prince Andrew, mind you. Also, sellout Roy and Nika blatantly lied about Prince Harry cancelling an Invictus fundraiser because of his Netflix deal, even though she knew the concert was nothing more than a suggestion thanks to Mr. C. And she never bothered to disclose the fact that the concert producer was the company she worked for months on a special about Prince William. The Daily Express prints on average 20 articles per day about Harry and Meghan, with lies and ludicrous claims. They are an embarrassment to journalism. Indeed. So it goes on a little bit, but I won't read all of it. And they have the audacity to wonder why Harry does not want to take part in a debate with people who have done nothing for the last 5-6 years than lie about him and his wife and make a hell of a lot of money lying about him and his wife. Why would he want to engage with you? You didn't want to be reasonable from the very beginning. This also came up. So the NCTJ, I think it's the National. Oh, let me get this right. The National Council for the Training of Journalists is now creating a new training resource on reporting on the royal family ahead of the King's coronation in May. The e-learning course will provide insight into the role of a royal reporter and highlights the complexities attached to reporting on the royal family, including legal restrictions, royal protocols, and ethical considerations. What an absolute joke. And what a joke that they would do this after they've been exposed in the Netflix documentary with Harry and Meghan, after they've been exposed as pirates with press cards, as pipsqueaks of propaganda, who converse directly with the courtiers and with the royals to spin a narrative. And now they're going to do a whole course on reporting on the royal family. We got the full course and the full intel when we watched the Netflix documentary. And in fact, even before the Netflix documentary, everybody who's been watching the situation closely enough knows that 99.99% of everything reported about the royals is propaganda. And then you have everything that's not reported about them to also make sure that they look good and people don't find out too much. It goes on to say, it will also show how to report responsibly at a time when the royal family continues to dominate the global news agenda and the UK media faces ongoing scrutiny from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So they've basically come up with this whole so-called course, this training resource, in order to cover for their lies. Because what did Harry say in the Me You Can't See? If they lose control of the narrative, they lose control of everything. By the way, the NCTJ Journalists who have actually gone through the organization include Kay Burley of Sky News, and who else? Piers Morgan. That's who's in their alumni, just so you know. The course will be available on the NCTJ's Journalism Skills Academy e-learning platform from next Monday, 20th of March, and is aimed at students, journalists, news reporters, and early career editors and news editors. Laura Adams, head of the Journalism Skills Academy, said, "The royal family is subjected to unprecedented levels of media attention following the death of Queen Elizabeth, the succession of King Charles, and the publicity surrounding Harry and Meghan." So are they going to look into the way that Meghan was used as a distraction for all the other wrongdoings of the royal family? All of the lies that have now been exposed? Because in the first section of this, it says, and the UK media faces ongoing scrutiny from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So this is all to do really with the media defending itself. This is why self-regulation does not work. And also goes on to say, the course features case studies with royal journalists, past and present, including Victoria Ward, royal correspondent at the Daily Telegraph, and Michael Cole, former BBC royal correspondent, plus David Reeve, who was a royal protection officer to the royal family. If this is meant to be objective, then wouldn't you also have people involved who are perhaps not from the royal circle and perhaps critical of the royal, like the royal protocol and how it works between the royals and the press? It also explores the history of the relationship between the royals and the media, the impact of the Leveson inquiry, and the inquest of Princess Diana on royal reporting and standards. They've basically just come up with a course that's going to gloss over the fact that they're a bunch of lying twats. Basically, this is what this is. So any journalists coming into this profession is going to get a very glossed over idea of what royal reporting actually is, like they haven't already been exposed. Right, onto your comments before we move on to the next thing. He is coming. Be patient. Yeah, why would he meet with people who he's suing in court? Yeah, Church Nelly, ethical considerations. Please. Yeah, Compton, Cali Gal, they're not reporting on the Not My King protester. If any of the Not My King protesters are listening, can we please have Not My Queen Consort signs as well? Yeah, an e-learning course on how to report on the royals. Should I start a course as well then? Should I start a course too? I think I should. Rahini, can the squaddy take the course and tell us what it's like? Yeah, does anyone want to take it? Anyone want to waste a few hours of your life? I would genuinely like to hear what's in it. I just don't want to have to take the time myself. Lauren Brown, you said, great points. There is no reason for anyone to misinterpret this course as another training to cover our A-double snakes that many big institutions undertake to make themselves look better. Indeed. Thank you everyone so much for joining. Please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and hit that subscribe button if you also haven't. Author Sussex X, she said they will try to legitimize their lies because some feel the end looming after Murdoch being sued. Exactly. Listen, once Rupert Murdoch goes down, it's game over. Rupert Murdoch and then Rothermere. Okay. Rahini, why not have a course about the many people whose lives have been damaged by the press? Yes. I wonder if that's going to be included. Joseph, you said, who needs to attend journalism school or take a journalism class to be a royal reporter? All you need is a lack of conscience and a vivid imagination. Exactly. All you need is to actually wait. No, where's the picture? There you go. The so-called fine royal reporters. No conscious and a little bit of imagination. Lauren, you said, if you started a course, you would have problems living down on the low standards of this course. You'd have to try to be mediocre, babe. It'll be hard. Oh my God. Bring the pettiness today, please. Bring it all. Okay, on to the next thing. Let's race on to the next thing. Couple of things to get through. Oh, where are we now? Okay. Please do cover your eyes if you cannot stand the sight of a whale obsessing over Meghan. Yesterday, this popped up, and I reported on this yesterday in yesterday's podcast. So, a lady on Twitter called Real Natalie Rowe. Now, I have actually invited Natalie onto the show. Natalie, if you are listening, this is a safe space. You are more than free to come on the show. We love and support anyone exposing the likes of Piers Morgan. So I've invited her, so I'm waiting for a response. And if she wants to come on, she is welcome. So she posted this yesterday. It read, someone needs to ask Piers Morgan about an escort called Chanel, originally from Jamaica. It might explain his fixation and or obsession with women of color. She then went on to say, I know her real name, but obviously I won't tweet it. And then a couple of hours later, she then followed up with this. She said, okay, I've got to keep some stuff back, obviously. In short, Simon Cowell was seeing Chanel, the escort, via my escort agency. Piers Morgan stopped that tabloid story via Max Clifford. Max Clifford is the former disgraced PR guru who was jailed for assault, apparently also cheated on his wife when she had cancer. But he died about 6 years ago of an alleged heart attack. I say alleged because I'm not convinced. He died with a lot of secrets. But back to the tweet. Piers Morgan stopped that tabloid story via Max Clifford. Piers Morgan then hooks up with Chanel. Morgan catches feelings for Chanel. For her, it was all about the money, money, money. And she then goes on to say, has anyone ever questioned why on earth Simon Cowell ever gave Piers Morgan his first gig on a music talent show? Since when was Piers Morgan an aficionado of the music industry? Do the maths, folks, do the maths. So basically insinuating that he got that gig on, I believe it was Britain's Got Talent, because of this whole situation with this Chanel escort. And yeah, it's a very good question from Natalie. Has anyone ever questioned why on earth Simon Cowell ever gave Piers Morgan his first gig on a music talent show? Because of one thing that Piers Morgan does not have is any type of musical talent, any type of talent at all. His talent is gossip trash. He had no place being on a show judging singers, dancers, and he was on that show for years, judging these very talented people, often being very mean. Same with Simon Cowell, actually. I think he produced like 1 or 2 decent songs with like a manager or something. But I mean, is he Swiss Beats or Timbaland? No. But somehow these two became like top of the music industry of TV talent shows. But it seems they both shared a love for this Chanel woman. Now, I'm going to play a clip for you. Some of you may have already seen this, and it is of Max Clifford talking about, well, he talks about several things. He talks about the press, he talks about covering for skeezy male celebrities, and the way the tabloid world works when it comes to hiding stories. But I want you to listen to every single word that he says and tell me how many parallels you hear to the situation with Harry, Meghan, and the royal family. And there's also a little caveat with Piers Morgan and Tony Blair, the ex-Prime Minister. And this is the reason why I 100% believe what Natalie's saying. I 100% believe it. But I'm going to play the video and you tell me what you think. Also, just so you know, just so nobody gets confused. This clip that I'm about to play, it was from a documentary called Star Suckers by Chris Atkins. So you'll see Max Clifford being interviewed while being sat down. That's when he knows he's being filmed. And then you'll see hidden camera footage where he's mouthing off about all these secrets. He doesn't know he's being filmed. It's by the same film producers. Okay? So have a listen, and we're going to discuss this when the video is finished. It's about 3-4 minutes.
I think it gets harder and harder for any person of principle to be on tabloid newspapers. Because if you don't do it, you're sacked, they get somebody else in.
Public relations isn't only about fabricating stories, it's about controlling the truth. And in the field of censorship, Max Clifford is our undisputed master.
He, unlike anyone else in this game, is a poacher turned gamekeeper.
Let's have a chat to Jade Goody's publicist, Max Clifford.
He is presented to the public as this honest Joe pundit who is able to talk about the world of celebrity, but we have no health warning. We don't know whether in fact he has engineered the story.
Well, my job is a combination of promotion and protection, but every year it's more about protection than it is about promotion.
£20 a month. So is that the minimum? What would if I gave you 20 days, hypothetically, what would you
get for a month? We don't work on a minimum of 6 months.
Minimum 6 months.
Okay, Simon Cowell has paid me £250,000 for the last 7 years.
Per year?
Plus bonuses, yeah. Per year. Yeah. But he's made my million in the last 7 years.
That's trade off, isn't it?
And I know the contribution I made in terms of introductions, Rupert Murdoch, this, that, whatever. So yeah, that's what you've got to pay. I'll get a lawyer on the phone. Matt, there's somebody else coming over I want you to look after. They're going to be in the country for 2 months. They like this, they do this. Nice guy, nice woman, but... Paid me a fortune for years because he gets off and groping and whatever in the back row of a cinema where his movies are on. So when he goes to the cinema, he's surrounded by my theatre company, which means no one can see what he's doing. And he doesn't know that it's my theatre company surrounding him. And that went on for 10 years. Celebrity stars, it's important that you're seen to be putting something back. From a PR perspective, it's good for them, and obviously it's good for the people that benefit. Who's going on 18 when it comes to young ladies? He's an handy old son.
Yeah.
Fine. So I've stopped this, stopped that, whatever. But one of the many things he does is to give £1,000 a year to the hospital. It all works extremely well.
So you think one pays off the other?
Well, in that situation, you know, if he's groping 17-year-olds that are quite willing because they're being paid a lot of money, fine. No, I won't let this man save my little boy's life because he groped a 17-year-old. That's disgusting. I'll let my boy die. That's okay. You might say that.
Do you think there is a direct trade-off there?
But there's an awful lot of young ladies that are extremely happy to pamper up to rich old, randy old...
Even 17-year-olds, or...?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Look,
I know they're happy to, but is that morally?
Looking for it. Going looking for it.
And this goes right to the top. I mean, let's look at the Prime Minister's wife, Sherry Blair. When she's about to have a baby, he gives that, allegedly, to Piers Morgan, because Piers Morgan will then be prevented from running a damaging story about one of Max Clifford's clients. So here, the Prime Minister's wife's baby is part of a trade with Max Clifford to prevent some other celebrity being turned over by the papers.
We can make a sensational programme.
Yeah.
Just on 10% of the things I've stopped, you know. Yeah, here's a video go shagging the same woman, you know. I'm sure people like
you
to see
allude to so many great stories in your
because they're the ones I've stopped.
Yeah.
Dozens of them like that I've stopped. You know, the most difficult thing of all is that they like to take the risk.
This concludes the final lesson.
And there you have it. I mean, where to even begin with that? Because he says a lot. So one of the first things that's mentioned in that video is the whole concept of controlling the truth, and these PR men with their press barons that control the truth. And this goes even into politics. And you can see there that there is a web being woven between the press, politicians, and the tabloid journalists and the PR people. And one of the other things that Clifford says right at the beginning is, well, if you don't do it, someone else will. So there's always someone willing to be just as, if not more, corrupt than you are. There's always someone who's willing to keep your secrets if you pay enough money. He even brags about making introductions, introducing Simon Cowell to people like Murdoch. He also talked about a particular celebrity who likes to do things with young victims, but that particular celebrity would give money to hospices. Does that remind you of anyone? A certain BBC radio DJ who was friend with an individual who's now about to be king. And then you then saw one of the most interesting things was that in order to stop another celebrity story getting out, there was a trade-off with Piers Morgan and Max Clifford to get the exclusive for pictures of the former Prime Minister's baby. So even the Prime Minister is now involved in these weird trade-offs. And one of the things that has always been said is there was a time when Harry and Meghan were still working royals, when rumors about a certain prince running for rose bushes started running rampant, and then all of these anti-Meghan stories suddenly popped up, basically becoming a distraction. So there's a lot of parallels to what's been going on the last couple of years that you can hear in what Max Clifford said. And I 100% encourage you to go and watch that documentary in full. I've mentioned this before. It's called Star Suckers. If you type it into YouTube, you can see parts 1 and 2. Go ahead and watch it because there's a lot in there that really breaks down the tabloid media, the tabloid press, and I think gives a better understanding of what's been going on. I mean, this documentary came out years ago, but oddly enough, I think it speaks more to what's going on now than ever. Before I go to your comments, though, because I know you've got a lot to say about this, with these tweets from Natalie Rowe, less than 24 hours has gone by, and Celia Walden, who's Piers Morgan's wife, publishes this. Meghan wants to be a lifestyle guru. The problem is no one wants her advice. Not even 24 hours that this woman's husband has been accused of philandering around with a Jamaican escort, and she publishes this. Nice try, nice distraction, Celia. Not gonna work. Celia is actually a very good-looking woman. I don't know why she's wasting her time and life with this pipsqueak. What I didn't know about Celia, though, is she was one of the individuals who was caught up in the Ashley Madison hack. So Ashley Madison was a website where individuals could go and find illicit affairs. And Celia's name and number was found. Now, she admitted that she was on the site, but she said that it was for research, to prepare an interview with its founder. That was her claim. But this is the same woman who also wrote articles about taking a 6-week marriage sabbatical. This is clearly someone, I think, who is very jealous. A lot of these women in British media are very jealous of Meghan, very jealous of her marriage to Harry, very jealous of the way Harry loves his wife, and are just bitter as hell. So not only is her husband obsessed with Meghan, she's also obsessed with Meghan too. And Natalie also went on to tweet that, yes, Piers Morgan lied. Yes, he did have an arranged meeting in that pub with Meghan, but she cancelled upon advice given to her. He has never met her in person to this day. And I have never believed that he met with her. I've never believed it. Because if he had met with her, there would have been a picture. And he actually tweeted on the 30th of the 6th, 2016. Great to finally meet you too, Meghan. I don't know what he was referring to then. Just wish we jigged in Scarsdale pub. Missed opportunity. So he kind of admits, I guess, that they never actually met. So, Piers Morgan is a liar. He is a nasty man. He never got close to Meghan. And when he thought that he was going to be able to get close to her, when he thought that he could get an invite to the wedding, he was all good and nice and lovely. Oh, Meghan is a lovely woman. Her and Harry are going to be very happy together. And then as soon as he realized, oh, I'm not getting in, he turned nasty. And he has used his platform to bully her and obsess over her. An absolute shambles this man is. Man with a small m. And karma is going to come down on him. Right, on to your comments. Let's put a nice picture up. Or a funny one. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, we have a new member. Let me see. Who is the new member? Thank you, Peace Soul, for becoming a new member. Much appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for coming in the chat. Almost 1,400 of you. Right, sorry, I have to scroll up a little bit because there's been a lot of comments. Yeah, a bunch of sleazeballs, Lorna. Teresa, I just watched Netflix on Max Clifford PR. They also mentioned Simon. Yeah, I think that Simon Cowell has a lot of dirty secrets. For sure. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to get all the best comments. Yeah, Adrian, it makes me think of Andrew. They all have the same mentality. And can you imagine what they've hidden about Andrew? Yeah, Lavender, behind the scenes, all in a day's work of PR, controlling the truth. And that's what it is. It's not journalism. Yeah, Connie, the whole thing stinks downhill. Disgusting. Days of Cece, this is why we need to stay home. Oh, you can't wrap yourself in bubble wrap, unfortunately. Abby Rosemary, what have I missed? You've missed all the tea. You missed all the good tea. Yeah, Aja, Piers has been lying about Meghan for a long time. A long time. Nock, you said, truth is erupting in all corners. Where are you, shambles rodents? Yeah. They never want to report on things that make the establishment look bad. For reals. Yeah, Adrian, I think his wife has very low self-esteem. Why would you want to be with a man like that? For what? Because he's got a few pennies? YM Droid, you said, actually, was it her birthday or the anniversary where Piers was obsessing on Meghan instead of paying attention to her? Yes, and she even posted about it and was laughing about it. Like, it's not funny that your husband is obsessed with another woman and apparently, allegedly, for the lawyers listening, philandering around with escorts. Yeah, she needs to just move on. Move on from Piers Morgan. It's like some women, like, just because a man has a little bit of power and a little bit of fame, they'll just do anything to cling on to him. I don't understand it. Could never be me. Become your own person. Yeah, Marjorie. The TIG had over 2 million subscribers. And it was so successful that I think Meghan had a staff of about 3 or 4 people. It's not easy to monetize a blog. So the fact that she had staff and was paying people, it was definitely doing well. And her Instagram page. Yeah. Piers wanted so badly to attach himself to Meghan, and she did the right thing to avoid him for sure. Yeah, there's never been CCTV. There's never been nothing. No pictures, nothing. I mean, she was there on a press tour. There would have been paparazzi around. Ruth Lopez, you said, one of the symptoms of being a stalker is the belief that the stalker has a relationship with his victim. Yes. You know, just because someone is a famous celebrity in the public eye doesn't mean that they can't be unhinged and engage in unhinged stalker-like behaviors. In fact, if they have a platform like the way Piers Morgan does, they're even worse. I mean, you've got Chris Rock coming up with alternative narratives about Jada started this, Jada started that. When, if you actually listen to what Jada said before he hosted the Oscars the year before last, she wished him well. She literally said, there's no one else who could take this role. And I wish you well. And then he's now coming out with alternative narrative saying that she started it. Oh, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with them. What is wrong with them? Like a woman turns them down and you're just all over the place. Bullying her in the press for years. Yeah, Rondo, she's probably with him because he appears to have status. Well, that status is slowly being chipped away. Yeah, YM Joy. Sarah Vine is a ghost of Cecilia's future. Yeah, and it was Michael Gove who divorced Sarah Vine. I mean, just imagine. It's women who initiate most divorces. So how awful must you be for a man to divorce you? This is the same woman that wrote that infamous headline, I have a niggling feeling about Harry and Meghan. My gosh. Abby Rosemary, you said, I must have missed so much. Reading the comments makes me want to go listen. Now I will wait to the end. No, just rewind all the way to the start and put it on high speed. Yeah, Joseph, that wouldn't surprise me if you had an undiagnosed case of jungle fever, for real. Apparently having a damn good time and falling in love with Chanel from Jamaica. Lottie said, because Harry and Meghan's first meeting was at Dean Street, but Piers said that he first put her in a cab to go meet Harry. Yeah, that never made sense to me. Why would he put her in a cab? Antoinette, you said, oh, I think you, Antoinette, you said, you know, Piers had a child with his best friend, wife or girlfriend. I didn't know about that. If it's true, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know too much about his family life other than that he's married to Celia. Yeah, Marina, Piers was a fan of Suits. I mean, these are the same people who call Meghan a no one, and here are all his tweets. Even congratulating Meghan. Congratulations, Meghan and Harry. My friend will make the perfect modern bride. She was never your friend, bro. You never even met her. This is definitely stalker behavior. Like, you know, I don't like to speak on what isn't in my range. I'm not a qualified psychologist, but to call someone you never met my friend, there's definitely something wrong with you. You don't need to be a qualified psychologist to know that there's something wrong with this with this man. He even tweeted, "Is it wrong that my sole interest in Pippa Middleton's wedding is what Meghan Markle wears? Race, romance, guns and trolls, my pint in the pub with Prince Harry's girlfriend." Does Meghan look like the type of woman that has a pint in the pub? Absolutely not. I think my girl likes Tig wine and nothing less. So you definitely never had a pint in the pub with her. Daisy CC, you said Meghan should make a TikTok and her content can be cute, funny, unbothered videos with her, the kids, and Harry. Then post videos of her podcast and her talking about important things. I would love for Meghan to be very, very active on social, but I think that ultimately she's going to put her mental health first. And if she does come back to Instagram, I think it will be very, very heavily curated. Yes, the thirst is so incredibly strong with him, Tonya. Right. On to the next thing. Wow. Okay. Another thing that Natalie posted. So a couple of days ago, it was reported that Prince Harry's lawsuit is going to go to court in May. And Natalie also said, which means Harry would have had to turn down all offers of an out-of-court settlement. I know how that goes. I settled with a mirror out of court. You have to have deep pockets not to settle. It's not about the money with Harry. It's about exposing the media. It's going to be fire. Indeed it is, because so many people are going to get exposed. In that same documentary, Starsuckers, you also see Rebecca Brooks lying. Rebecca Brooks was an editor for the Daily Mirror. She was very close with Piers Morgan. They allegedly had a relationship. She was apparently in love with him. Don't know what's so lovely about Piers Morgan that you would fall in love with him. And Harry mentions her in Spare. And he talks about the way that she was obsessed with him. So there's a lot of people who are going to be on the chopping block. So expect the attacks to amp up. Right. Other thing I wanted to mention was the Commonwealth Day ceremony. So this was the picture at the Commonwealth ceremony. This is apparently our modern, slimmed down monarchy, the fabulous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the fabulous 8, 10, 12. I don't know what they're calling themselves now. Got Charles and Camilla at the front, Kate and William, Edwina and Ford Fiesta, and I only just noticed Anne and her husband in the back. This is apparently your modern slimmed down monarchy that are going to make the kids on these TikTok streets go wild. The fact that they rejected Meghan is going to go down as the biggest bag fumble of all time. And I agree with Henry VIII. You would think that these people were at a funeral instead of celebrating their diverse Commonwealth. Nobody looks happy to be there. Apart from maybe Camilla, who in this picture looks like the cat that got the cream. Julie on Twitter posted, I'm not a fan of Charles, never have been, since he was married to Diana, but sheesh, look at him in this picture. He looks miserable, as if to be thinking, what in the world have I done? And then Camilla looks like she's saying to herself, tee-hee, I got what I wanted, indeed. Do you remember around the time of the wedding, you had all of these articles popping up about Meghan, and that, Harry was just being a doormat and letting Meghan do whatever she wants. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. And almost always, we later on find out that these stories are a projection of what other royals are doing. And right now, it's looking more like what Camilla wants, Camilla gets. Because what can Charles do now? Clearly, the way I see it, Camilla is the one in control. Her children and grandchildren are going to be front and center at the coronation, not Harry's children, not even the Cambridge children. And she's got Diana's former dressmaker making her a dress. And Harry even said in Spare himself, the goal of the other woman, as he calls her, was the crown. The way in which Camilla has played the long game, it needs to be studied. The ultimate side chick. Like, what can I say? Her game is good. I don't like the woman, but you got to respect game, people. This is 30 years, maybe even more, of game. Waiting in the wings, doing whatever she was told, being his shoulder to cry on, being there on the other side of the phone. It's going to be okay, Charles. To all the side chicks, just believe. Just believe. Say the side chick prayer, and this could be you. You could be Camilla. Did I tell you that I was going to be paid today? Do all the side chicks just believe? Say a prayer. And there you have it. And with that, that is literally all I have to say today. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to join me. I said there was going to be tea and pettiness, and hopefully that's what I gave you. Sometimes we do need a laugh because, man, it can get crazy and depressing out here on these royal streets. I'm glad we got to have a laugh today. Thank you so much to whoever just became a new member via Buy Me a Coffee. You said, love your podcast. I'm a newbie. Well, welcome. I'm on the older side, so I am computer challenged with some disabilities. Oh, thank you so much for overcoming and being with me. You could be anywhere else but with me, and I highly appreciate that. But I have been following the royal family and before Princess Diana, and I just loved her, and I love her son, Prince Harry, and our now beautiful Duchess Meghan and their beautiful family. I'm grateful for all your work with your community discussions and wanted to support. Thank you so much to you. That person didn't leave their name, but you are much appreciated. And also to Maureen Reed for the 5 copies. Much appreciation to you as well. Oh, thank you, Royal Sussex Court, for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Tilla, you said Pierce is a pathological liar. He was sacked from the Mirror for doctoring pictures of soldiers. Yes. Abusing Iraqis. Do you know what? After that whole incident, Piers Morgan's career should have been finished. He put British soldiers' lives at risk with those pictures. He put national security at risk with those pictures. And yet he still went on to have a flourishing career. Even went on to take over Larry King's spot on CNN. That was one of the worst things that I think I've ever seen a journalist do. He should have been disappeared from sight then because he clearly had issues. Of course. Sorry, folks, just trying to get through your comments before we wrap it up. Ladybird, what an uninspiring bunch, indeed. Official Lauren Brown, you said, isn't Harry's suit also in conjunction with other celebs too? There is enough money for this to keep going until someone goes, yeah, of course. Of course. There are other celebrities involved, and I'm hoping the fact that this is a class suit action, that this will be the thing that brings the whole UK tabloid media establishment down. Lauren, you also said, can we call out Sophie wearing a Meghan copycat outfit? No, because that's probably exactly what Sophie wants. But yes, she's wearing a very similar outfit. Oh, thank you so much to Kathy Rose. Cotillard is under the sauce. I have no idea what that means, but if anybody does know what that means, please explain it to me. But thank you very much for the super chat, darling. Yeah, Marjorie, I think Chucky definitely looks miserable here. He's probably thinking, what have I done? All he had to do was love Diana or leave her alone. If he would have rather had Camilla just put his foot down and say, I want Camilla. Instead, the whole of the United Kingdom had to go through all of their marriage dramas together. A mess. Tonya, so slow hand cap of the game. You may not respect the player, but you gotta respect her game because wow. Has anyone ever been as patient as Camilla? Catherine, who was obsessed with Harry? Rebecca Brooks. Go read Spare. He talks about it. Cheryl, you said Charles nor Camilla are going to last long on the throne. Well, Nostradamus did have a prediction, didn't he? And that prediction was that Charles would not be king for very long, and that a man who expected not to be king would become king. So a lot of people interpret that as possibly Harry, but it could mean something else. You ever watch That's So Raven when she saw a vision and what led to the vision was always different from how things turned out? Oh, give me a second, folks, because I have not plugged in my laptop and I don't want this to go off. So just give me a sec. Okay, we're back. Official Lauren Brown, shut up about the side chick. In the name of Jesus, I beg. Please take me from side chick life to main wife life. Amen. Yeah, Marina, she got what she wanted. Sonia, the tea was good and spiked. Thank you very much. Yeah, Camilla was very clever. She played it really well and sold her soul to Fleet Street editors for PR publicity and a good reputation. Yeah, I mean, there's a picture of her with Rothamir hugging and kissing, literally days after Meghan won her case. Those of you who are just joining, I'm literally just going through comments and then we're wrapping things up because I'm pretty sure Baron's going to be on very soon. And want to give him some space. So we're just wrapping up with comments. Oh, hey, thanks and 2 cents. Thanks for joining. Hilda Scar, Kate is another one playing the waiting game. Well, it would appear that they are slowly pushing her out. So we're going to see how that goes. Oh, thank you for coming, Lavender. Thank you, everyone, as always. Yeah, Connie Balmer, these people do not like each other at all. It's a family business and not an actual family. Catherine, are you moving out the UK? I'm already out the UK. I'm in Portugal. I have no plans to live in the UK permanently ever again. I'll go back to visit friends and family, but eventually, in the immediate future, I'm still traveling around and just making up for 2 years of no travel. And then I'll probably settle in Portugal for a little bit, but my final destination, I'm not going to say it now, but I've chosen my final destination, like where I want to buy a house, but it's not the UK. So no. Fortunately, I am done with the UK. It was a decision that I think I made a while ago, but there are just a couple of things that were the final nail in the coffin. Seeing the press and British public through the lens of this royal bubble that I live in was one of the things, not the main thing, but it was one of the things, and it was certainly one of the things that made me go, nope. Done with the UK. I will always, on a certain level, love my country, the country that I grew up in, but there are just certain things that no longer resonate with me anymore, and I would rather live elsewhere. Right. Got into the bottom of your comments. That is all from me today. Thank you, as always. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe button on your way out. Thank you, everyone who donated and joined memberships. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you for joining me today. I will be trying to come on a little bit earlier from now on. Oh, somebody said Baron is now on. Okay, fantastic. All right then, everyone, go enjoy Baron. Thank you so much. Ciao.
I know you don't mean to, but you're blocking my view. I know you got issues, but I got my shit too. I don't wanna be your therapy no more. You don't wanna hear this, but it's you, it's not me. Ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Catch you on the flip side. Maybe we can be friends when you're not so fragile. When you know yourself well, somewhere down the sweet line. When I do things for me, 'cause I don't wanna be your therapy. I wanna be free, so ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, I know, you know, it's time you let me go. Don't call, don't follow, 'cause I'll do fine on my own. I know, you know, it's time I let you go. Don't call, don't follow, 'cause I'll be gone. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Get out of my way.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.